There is now overwhelming evidence that the costs of HS2 are out of control and its benefits overstated. That's according to the Deputy Chair of the Government Review Panel. And damning assessment, Lord Berkeley said the high-speed rail line, which is due to link London and Northern England, is likely to cost over £108 billion, almost double the original quoted price of £55 billion, which was announced in 2015. The government said the report is Lord Berkeley's own personal view.
My report suggests that the project is completely out of control financially, and it doesn't actually do what's in the tin. Because it doesn't benefit the North and the Midlands in the way that upgrading existing lines could. And also they fiddled the figures to improve the benefit-cost ratio by allowing for 18 trains an hour to go on the line when nobody in the world runs more than 14. So the revenue's all shot to pieces, really.
Let's speak now to Joe Rukin from Stop HS2, the national campaign against the project. He's in Kenilworth in Warwickshire. Good morning to you, Joe. I mean, this is kind of, this is exactly what you want to hear. I suppose the problem is it does come from somebody who's been a long-standing critic of the project.
Well, Tony Berkeley has spent a decade at Eurotunnel and was 15 years the chair of the Rail Freight organisation, the Rail Freight Group. So this is someone who is very, very much pro-rail and also knows what he's talking about. I just need to correct you on one thing, though. You said this is almost double the original cost. Actually, it's over treble the original cost. The original cost of HS2 was £32.7 billion back in 2010, and now we're looking at over 3 times that amount. And the other thing is, back then it was meant to connect Heathrow Airport, it was meant to go up the Channel Tunnel. Those things have gone, and yet the costs are still rampantly out of control. And basically what Tony Berkeley has said today is what we've been saying for years. The costs have been deliberately underestimated. The benefits have been massively overestimated. The damage to the environment has been downplayed. And why? Because it's been lobbied for by the construction industry. There's this thing called entryism. And what you do is you come up with a proposal and you make it cost about what you think you can get the politicians to believe it will be worth it for. And you say, yeah, this is what it's going to cost, and these are all the benefits it's going to give you. You're going to go ahead with it, aren't you? Yes. And it's only after that point they say, actually, you know what, it's going to cost billions of pounds more than that. It's not going to do anything like what we said. But you know what? We're getting billions of pounds out of you for building it. And our mates, who are going to make a lot of money out the square mile around Leeds Central Station, the square mile around Manchester Piccadilly Station, they're going to make a lot of money as well. And that's what this has always been about. And what Tony Berkeley has reported on today is what we have been saying for a decade. And it's about time that someone in government actually listened to the truth and stopped listening to the lobbyists.
Isn't the problem for you now as a campaign that the politics have changed dramatically in the last few months? When the government commissioned the review...
No.
Can I finish the question, please? When the government announced the review, Boris Johnson didn't have a parliamentary majority. He had a small and significant number of Conservative MPs in the southeast of England who were passionately opposed to HS2. Now he's won lots of seats in the north of England, where the strength of feeling for HS2 is logically stronger than it is in London and the southeast of England. People like the Labour MP Jess Phillips in Birmingham, for example, who support HS2, and therefore actually the politics for him, he's more likely to go ahead with it now than he was maybe 3 or 4 months ago.
Absolutely not. I don't know. I'm sorry, that's a completely incorrect analysis. The idea that there's massive support for this in the north of England is wrong. There are things that, the vested interest lobbyists like the Northern Powerhouse Partnership, which is George Osborne's, vested interest lobbyist club, which has sort of set itself up as spokesperson for the north. They're all for it because, they're getting paid by construction giants like Mace, who are going to make £1 billion out of building HS2. What happened with the election is all those towns that have just gone Tory, those places that are left behind, those places that have been ignored, those places that have been left to rot and taken for granted and have stood up and said, we've had enough, HS2 for them is more of the same. It's about saying, well, the north, it's going to do really well for that square mile around Manchester Piccadilly Station and that square mile around Leeds Central Station. That's what the north is, isn't it?
Joe Rukin, we're going to have to leave it there. Joe Rukin in Kenilworth in Warwickshire from Stop HS2. Thank you very much.